Several years ago, Virginia Uranium Incorporated introduced the idea of uranium mining in the heart of Pennsylvania County. It was so controversial that the prestigious New York Times was inclined to write an article about our local area. Author Trip Gabriel was compelled to tackle the subject on January 19, 2013, in an article titled "Rift Widens Over Mining of Uranium in Virginia." Most certainly, that was an understatement between the opponents and supporters of the mining in Chatham, Virginia. In this issue of the New York Times, Trip Gabriel discussed the pros and cons of what would happen to our area if this proposition would actually become a reality. Stuart East, an employee of Virginia Uranium Incorporated, says that Coles Hill, an area of Chatham, Virginia, is the largest unmined uranium deposit in the nation, which is worth an estimated $10 billion. Now, I don't know about you, but that sounds like a lot of money. However, in 1982, Virginia legislature enacted a statewide ban on uranium mining in Virginia, therefore halting any plans to further move with this project. In 2012, Virginia Uranium Inc. tried to repeal the ban, but failed in the General Assembly. It was not by a lack of effort on the VUI's part. There were many attempts to try to sway the top politics officials to side with the lifting of the ban. In fact, VUI has been a major contributor of political campaign donations, offering up more than $600,000 and lavish trips to, in order to get votes to overcome the mining ban in Virginia. In hopes to lift the ban, the sponsor of the Senate bill, John C. Watkins, said that there is nothing in life that is 100% guaranteed. He also said, "We're going to employ the best engineering, the best technology, and the best science to prevent contamination." Some might ask the question, what is contamination? Well, if you're not familiar with uranium mining, let me fill you in. Uranium, of course, is the chemical element atomic number 92. It is a gray, dense radioactive metal with a variety of uses. One major use is for fuel and nuclear reactors and used as an abundant source of concentrated energy in power plants. It occurs in most rocks and in seawater that is the main source of heat inside of the Earth. Uranium produces radioisotopes, which are very helpful in today's society. It is used in medicine for diagnosis and research. Radiotherapy is used in cancer treatment, also used in preservation of food, killing parasites. Uranium is also used in smoke detectors and for generating electricity. So, what do you think about uranium? Sounds harmless, right? So, why is there so much controversy surrounding this subject? Well, when uranium is mined, it produces waste called mill tailings, which is introduced back into the environment. During the decay process, radiation is then released into the air. The radiation can enter the body through inhalation or dust or even by drinking contaminated water. Now, I don't feel like I need to tell you about the risks of radiation, but many side effects can include lung cancer, leukemia, birth defects, a weakened immune system, damage to the kidneys and liver, and the list continues and goes on and on. Now imagine if uranium mining was introduced into our local area. Most people aren't bothered by this until it affects them close to home, and this is maybe a little too close to home, thus sparking the debate that the New York Times had to delve into. The debate divides neighbor against neighbor. Supporters say that uranium mining would make a significant economic impact on an area that has already been hit hard with financial hardship and unemployment. The mining would employ over 1,000 new jobs while stimulating a bounty of tax revenue, according to Virginia Uranium Incorporated. Opponents are largely against the mining because of health concerns. Officials wrestle with the idea because there's a desire to bring new jobs to this area, but is the risk truly worth the reward? This article seemed to be put in perspective that allowed the average citizen to understand what's truly going on. Right now, the issue for uranium mining is at a moot point because the cost of uranium has dropped to $50 per pound, which is not giving the VUI the economic push it needs to proceed as planned. However, this article has introduced an idea that we all need to consider. The author, Trip Gabriel, brought us into a world that we may not have known about otherwise. The effects of uranium mining can be a very devastating one to our health. And we as citizens in our community have no idea what is going on in the political world. Our lives depend on how much money can be spent on donations and contributions for bribery for certain politicians. It makes you think that if the price was right, these politicians would toy with our lives and futures for the sake of the almighty dollar. Wouldn't it be more interesting to follow up on the story once the price of uranium goes back up, which according to Virginia Uranium Incorporated, it will. I feel as if this debate isn't over. In fact, sadly, it may just be beginning.